evening. First, I want to thank Mr. Mitchell for this honor. It is not something that I expected. Unlike some of the other honorees, she didn't tell me what I was here for. But I do, and I know you want to get out of here, and I'm going to let you out here, but I have a couple of comments that I want to make. Once I looked at the program and saw that you heard the 6 deans from the HBCU law school. When I was in the hotel room before I came over here, I was looking at the football report. And I saw LSU, I saw Ole Miss, I saw UT, I saw Alabama, I saw all those southern schools. And then I thought about when I was in college. All those black players were at Alabama State, Alabama A&M, Southern, Grambling, Texas Southern. And then I thought about the HBCU law schools. All of you are going to make a decision about where you want to go to law school. Don't forget the HBCU law schools. Don't forget the HBCU law schools. I'm going to tell you a story that's something that I hope will go with you to your grave. You heard that I worked in the space program. When I decided I was going back, I took a year off between law school and undergrad school. When I decided I was going back to law school, the guys on my job, one of them came up to me, was a very good friend, was still good friends today from Mississippi, this white guy. And he asked me, where was I going to law school? I said, I'm going to Texas Southern. And he said, why? I said, because that's where I want to go. He said, I thought you'd go to University of Texas or even the University of Houston. Why would you go to Texas Southern? And I said, Ed, I'm going to Texas Southern because I'm going to do well in law school. I'm going to become a successful lawyer. And that'll show white people like you that TSU has a good law school. He said, no, it won't. He said, you know what it'll show white people like me? I said, no, what? He said, it'll show white people like me that Jim Douglas is an exceptional individual. I said, oh, I get it. He said, you get what? I said, if I go to Texas Southern and I become a success, it means that I'm exceptional. But if I go to Yale and I become a success, it means that Yale is a good law school. He said, yeah. What that said to me is white people can accept one or two of us as being exceptional, but they can never accept our institutions. So when you're making your decision about where to go to law school, all right, don't forget about the HBCUs. As you heard my resume, I got tenure at Syracuse. I taught at Northeastern, I taught at Cleveland State. I've also taught at Florida A&M. People ask me all the time, if I go to Texas Southern and graduate with a law degree with Thurgood Marshall, am I at a disadvantage? I said, if you think you are, you are. If you think you're not, you're not. So it all has to depend on you and not on the law school that you go to. So don't forget about the black law schools, the HBCU law schools. We're good. We all use the same books. You know, when he read, and it's a funny story happened, because we are racist too. Funny story happened. One of the faculty members came to me about 9 months ago because he said, he came in my office, he said, Jim. I said, yeah. He said, I know you taught at Syracuse, but I didn't know you had tenure at Syracuse. I said, yeah. He said, well, why would you be here? He said, if I had 10-year circular, I never leave. I said, I'm here because this is where I want to be. I didn't go into law teaching to be a law teacher. I went into law teaching because I wanted to increase the number of black lawyers. I got involved with Florida A&M because Fred Humphreys, who was the president then, we were talking, believe it or not, in 1995 when he and I started talking, less than 1% of the lawyers in Florida were African Americans. Less than 1% of the lawyers in Florida was African American. All right, so if you want to be a lawyer, please become a lawyer because we need a lot of African American lawyers. Now, one of the things he didn't say, and this is, my paid job is with Texas Southern University, but my real job is president of the NAACP in Houston. That's the job I took over back in January. And one of my big efforts is to change this whole food to prison pipeline. The number one destructive element in the black family is our crazy, antiquated drug laws. All right, if you look at it, if you go back to the early 80s and you look at the prison population and see what's happened in the boom in the prison population from the early 80s to today, and realize that most of it is caused by all these crazy drug laws. My goal before I die is to eradicate all these crazy drug laws. Now, this is my platform, and I speak everywhere I go. About a month ago, I was in a meeting with the county sheriff in Houston, the chief of police, and our local district attorney. District attorney asked me, she said, Dean, if you could change one thing in the world as far as law enforcement is concerned, what would you do? And I said, I would eliminate the Al Capone of today. And she said, what do you mean? I said, how do we eliminate Al Capone? So the chief said, well, we legalize alcohol. I said, yeah. If we legalize drugs, we eliminate the Al Capone of the world today. Now this is something you need to think about. All of you are going to be lawyers. All right, there's a concept called torts. All right, torts is a segment of law, all right, that was created to prevent us from accidentally harming each other. All right, we want us to not negatively harm each other. So if you run a red light and you hit somebody, you can sue them in torts. You walking through the store and they negatively left water on the floor, you slip and fall, you can sue them in torts. All right, because if you negatively injure somebody else, you can sue them in torts. And the idea is that if the person has to pay money, that will prevent them from creating that same act again. Now, if you left water on your kitchen floor for weeks, and then one day you walk by and you slipped and fell, you can't sue yourself. You cannot create a tort against yourself. All right, now, crime is a little different. Crime was created to prevent us from intentionally harming each other. And because it's an intent, we generally put people in jail. So, crime is created to intentionally keep us from harming each other. You ever ask yourself, and this is a policy decision we made in this country, you ever ask yourself, if I can't create a crime against myself, why can if I can't create a tort against myself, why should I be able to create a crime against myself? If I can't sue myself and be punished for slipping on my floor, why can I be put in jail for smoking a joint? I know it sounds funny, but it's a policy decision. We've allowed this society, all right, to criminalize acts where we're not harming anybody, at least if you talk to some physicians. But at most, we're only harming ourselves. And I guarantee you, I mean, have you seen crime rise in Washington? You see crime rise in Colorado? You see crime rise in Alaska? No. And the sad thing about it, if you read all the statistics, what you find out is that the drug laws were created by law enforcement. All right? Those are the big people who push the drug law. So I'm going to leave you with these two words. Let's eliminate all these crazy drug laws. And when you're thinking about going to law school, look at the HBCU. Thank you.